Hi, I'm Grace Lin, and I'm a children's book author and illustrator. I write and illustrate all different kinds of books. I write and illustrate picture books, I write and illustrate early readers, and I write and illustrate novels. A lot of my books have to do with Asian culture because of the way I grew up. I grew up in upstate New York where there was not a lot of Asian people. In fact, we were the only Asian family in town. I was the only Asian girl in my classroom, and I was the only Asian girl in my whole school except for my sisters. So this kind of gave me a very strange sense of identity, and I spent most of my time trying to forget that I was Asian, and I did a really good job of it. It was only when I was older that I realized that being Asian was something wonderful, and I had lost something. So a lot of my books deal with Asian culture because I'm trying to recapture the culture that I didn't learn when I was younger. I'm trying to recapture the things that I didn't know. Probably my most popular book, and one of the books that's close to my heart, is Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. And this book they call kind of a Chinese Wizard of Oz because it's about a girl named Min Li who's on the way to find the old man of the moon to change her family's fortune. As she goes on this journey, she meets all these different characters, and each character she meets tells her a different story. And these stories affect her journey, though she doesn't really realize it until the very end. So I have two pieces of advice that I would give to any future authors and illustrators. My first piece of advice would be, of course, to read as much as possible, to read anything that you can get your hands on. Even if you don't like it, that would at least tell you what kind of books or things you don't want to write about in the future. My second piece of advice is to always write or draw things that are important to you. Because if you write and illustrate the things that are important to you, that will come out in your work. And storytelling is really important because that is the way we remember things. That's the way we communicate with each other. When people are gone, you always remember the stories they tell. So it's really important to write and create your own stories, if only in your head, because those are the ways that you'll remember your life.